Have you ever looked at something so sexy and thought, wow, somebody please get this mirror away from me? Well, that's exactly what I thought when I saw these DKO and recustom Super Saiyan Goku heads. And while we're at it, why don't we talk about the Voltorb Super Saiyan 2 Gohan heads? Because the moment I saw these, I knew I needed to have them. But are they actually worth buying? We already have the official Tamashii Nations Super Saiyan Goku, so why do we need more? Well, that's what we're going to find out today. We're going to see if these custom heads are good enough to replace the current Games Begin Goku heads and the Team Gohan heads. I mean, yeah, because we don't have a Super Saiyan 2 yet. Obviously, it's going to be good enough. Let's find out. So I know I haven't made a video on this one. This is the Super Saiyan 2 head sculpts for the Team Gohan figure. But since we're on the topic of the Cell games, I decided that I was going to do a double unboxing, technically triple unboxing for this video because I haven't gotten a chance to open these yet. And I really, really want to. Now, I don't know if you guys saw, but recently I got Cell, Perfect Cell by KW Studios. And so I feel like we're putting a lot of emphasis on the Cell games arc of Dragon Ball. And in order to have that, you need a Super Saiyan 2 Gohan and you need a decent enough Super Saiyan Goku. And yes, the Tamashii Nations one looks good, but I feel like DKO has this reputation where they take things that we already have and make them better. I haven't had any bad experiences with any DKO products. They have been really good and they look great. So I feel like my bias has justified me saying this. Do you need to get this? We're gonna find out because like many head sculpts nowadays, it's not cheap. These cost me, I think it was about $54 each, but with the pre-order, if you got both sets, you got a discount. So I got these for $95, which isn't bad. I knew that they were going to raise the prices. I had to jump on them and I was right. They've been raised. So I have both sets. We're going to figure out which one is the one to get. I've seen pictures of it and it looks great. I was obviously going to get the pearlescent one, but that matte yellow one looks amazing as well. Unfortunately, I did not get the matte one for the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. I did end up going with the pearlescent and I do not regret not getting the matte one at all. But the Super Saiyan 2 head sculpts, I'm not sure if this is recustom or a segment of recustom just going under Voltorb Studios, but they seem to have the same type of style as recustom and I've heard very good things about it. Now that I have Perfect Cell, I have a great reason to actually open up and get this Super Saiyan 2. So with that said, let's get to unboxing and see what each package comes with. We have the three right here. My dilemma currently is seeing which one we're going to open up first because this one already came out a while ago. So a lot of you may already have seen a lot of reviews on this. I'm going to do that one first. We're going to get that right out of the way so we can get to the main event, which is the DKO and recustom. I'm not sure what the RE stands for, but the DKO Super Saiyan Goku head sculpt. Let's get this open so we can get that out of the way. I'll open it from the bottom so it can look like I never opened it. So we have the Voltorb Studios Unprecedented Transformation. This box seems simple. This is version B. This is the pearlescent version. I don't know what box A looks like because I never got it. So let's take this one out and see what we get. Oh, ooh, what's this? It comes with stickers, or I don't know what these are called. Decals. These are bloody decals that you can apply. I think it's for the body. Will I be applying them? I don't think so, because I'm scared. And also, I don't want to. We're going to just focus on the faces, and we're going to go zooming through this because I want to get to the Super Saiyan Goku. Let me just check them out real quick with my glasses. Oh, yes. Oh my gosh, the color is so good. This pearlescent yellow is just so vibrant and I hope that it's very close to the pearlescent yellow in the DKO Goku because I want to have some sort of correlation considering, you know, they're both in the Cell games and they're both, you know, father son. So I want that correlation in the hair. This is perfect. I actually love this yellow. It's not too bright, but it's almost in the orange family. So I really like this tone. Now we get a lot of faces here. 10 faces total, including the ones that are already on the head sculpts. You get 2 Super Saiyan 2s and 1 Super Saiyan hair. I've seen the HM Air hair for the Super Saiyan Team Gohan. I don't really like the structure of it as much as I do with this one. This one's a little bit more rounder and compact. And I don't mean like actually rounder. I just feel like the whole overall shape is very uniform, if that makes sense. And then we have the Super Saiyan 2 head sculpt. I love this hair. This one is jagged enough, but it keeps the shape. Does that make sense? And also, look at how spiky this is. This feels spiky, but it's not too sharp. This seems to be hard plastic. It's not soft at all. I feel like there's enough spikes in the hair to prevent you from getting like poked on one. So it distributes the pokiness very well. Already, This face looks beautiful. So let's go over the faces. This is the crying Gohan face. Basic Super Saiyan Gohan, and he's bleeding. Kamehameha Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. Crying Gohan without the blood. Angry Gohan without the blood. Teeth grating Gohan without the blood. Open mouth scream face without the blood. The same teeth grating with the blood. Super Serious Gohan without any blood. And Furious Gohan with the blood. You get the same face with and without the blood. So I like that because you get to use them in 2 different scenarios. And I'm hoping that these are compatible with the Super Saiyan head. Never mind. Why would they be compatible with the Super Saiyan head when it comes with its own Super Saiyan head? Anyway, they remind me a lot of the 3D game models, specifically Sparking Zero. I don't know, they look perfect for 3D models, if that makes sense. I just think that they resemble the game version of Super Saiyan 2 Gohan more than the anime, but that doesn't make them look bad. It actually looks really, really great. I just feel like they have more of a game aspect to them. I don't know if it's the shape of the eyes. It could be the uniformity in the hair. It just feels perfect, and that's not a complaint. I would love to try it on, but first, let's get to the main event of this video, which is the DKO and Recustom Super Saiyan Goku heads. So here we have DKO, and I don't know if it's Recustom. What does the RE stand for? Am I saying Recustom and it's not even Recustom? They're gonna be named Re from now on. As soon as I saw the renders for these, I knew that I needed to get it, and it's supposed to be Goku grabbing onto Cell before he's instant transmissioning onto King Kai's planet. That specific art style for the entire show is so peak. That is one of the best drawn episodes, because there's a difference between animation and art style. Okay, let's get that straight. The art style in that episode is one of the best in the series. So this is based on that, and I'm hoping that it translates well. Let's do the gold one first. Let's take this one out. Oh my goodness. It's slightly pearlescent. It's bright. It's brighter than the Gohan. I was hoping that it would be the same tone of yellow, but that's not a complaint. I actually like this. I know sometimes like $50 for head sculpts could be like crazy in theory, but I feel like if you count, you get 10 faces, 3 bangs, 1 hand, 3 hairs. You get 17 items total. Take the seller price of this product, which is about approximately $59, divide that by 17. Each part costs you about $3.50 in US dollars. But I just want to say that it is a pretty decent amount of faces and accessories, but anything above 60 for this head sculpt should not be costing you over $60. That is crazy. Anyway, looking at this, let me just scan it real quick. Oh, this looks good. I love this pearlescence. Let's go over the faces. You get Screaming Goku face with the open mouth, Teeth Gritting Goku, Happy Goku, Serious Goku looking off to the side, Serious Goku looking off to the front, Cocky Smile Goku, Happy Smile Super Saiyan Goku, Serious Goku. I'm about to kill. Can I say that on YouTube? I don't think I can say that on YouTube. I'm about to sacrifice myself Goku. And lastly, we have I'm really about to sacrifice myself Super Saiyan Goku. Then we have the hand that he uses when he's saying goodbye to everybody as he's about to sacrifice himself. And we get 3 bang accessories. Can't wait to see how they look like all put together. But this color, it's still warm, but it's brighter. There's a sort of sheen to it that really works. I don't know, it kind of looks like a purple sheen. So I'm not sure if there could be like purple glitter in it or like some sort of shimmer that makes it look purple, or maybe it's my lighting. There is some sort of shade there that changes color, and I don't mind it. I love this pearlescent. Let's open up the matte one and see how that one looks compared to this one. Should I do a transition? Well, let's open up the matte version of the DKO and Re, the last duel. So I'm not sure. I still don't know if that's Recustom. You know what? This color is a lot closer to the pearlescent for the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. This is the yellow that I wanted for the pearlescent. I'm not sure if it's visible on camera, but there is some sort of shading over here that makes it look purple. It doesn't look bad at all. Mine came in a little bit dirty right there. Hopefully I can take it off with some magic eraser. Hopefully they'll be covered with the bang, but I don't like the fact that these are actually dirty. There's like little scuff marks right there and right here. This color I love. I don't usually like matte colors. I know a lot of people like matte figures. I love glossy hair, especially for Super Saiyan. Like, it's supposed to be glossy, shiny, metallic. This color is slightly leaning into the deeper, warmer yellow. I swear there is some sort of purple tint to it, which is complementing the yellow so nicely. It's giving it shading. When you shade yellow, you can't do yellow and then a darker yellow, because then it's just going to look muddy. You have to shade it with purple in order for you to get a muted, shadow for the yellow, I think is what they did here. I'm telling you, it's purple. Believe me, I'm telling you. Anyway, it comes with the same faces. I don't think there's that much of a difference because the eyebrows are hardly noticeable in both sets, but there is a matte color on these eyebrows as opposed to the other ones, which do have a pearlescent shine on the eyebrows. That would be the only difference. If you want to interchange them, I'm sure you can. There's practically no difference between the faces. The color is the main reason as to why this is the most expensive one. Right now, this version is going for higher than the pearlescent one. It's always the case. Mattes always do better than pearlescents. I don't know what you guys have against pearlescent. I would prefer the pearlescent one, but the matte is always more expensive. And this one is great. I love the way it looks, but is it gonna look better than the Tamashii Nations one? Let's open up the official Tamashii Nations Goku and Gohan and see what their faces look like compared to these. Okay, yeah, let's do that. And this is actually one of my favorite figures of all time. And I know it has its faults. I know it has its problems, but this is my standard. This one is going to be my base. Let's compare the faces that we have with the SH Figuarts. I like this hair. This is how a Super Saiyan hair should look in 3D. So you might be wondering, how are we going to get this DKO recustom head onto the Games Begin body or whatever body you want, 2.0, 1.0, whatever Goku body you want? And the good people at DKO decided that instead of making us buy an adapter, they were just going to install 2 peg holes to choose from. And I think that is so smart. This is actually one of the smartest engineering in like all of action figure land history. Toy Story 5 coming soon. You get the Games Begin neck peg right here, and then you get the 2.0 neck peg right there. In case you have a 2.0 figure, the one that I really want to try on is the Games Begin Goku. So let's compare these heads to see which one I like better. These are the closest faces that I could find from the SH Figuarts to compare to the DKO model. Already, what stands out is the hair. It looks a lot more subtle and a lot more natural looking on the DKO version than the Tamashii Nations one, just because the Tamashii Nations one looks like they just air sprayed that little piece right there and then just stopped. This one looks a little bit more gradient. It's more natural looking. It looks softer. This color overall is already better, and I like that. Let's do a point system. In terms of coloring and overall look for the color, I would have to give this point to DKO. Now let's go into the faces. I'm going to be basing it off of the sculpt. These are the standard Super Saiyan faces. This is the one that it came with. Tamashii Nations is doing so much better, but when you put it up against a sculpt that is very close to the anime, it kind of makes SH Figuarts look like a child's toy. And the sculpt for the DKO has the angles that really make those shadows pop so good on camera, but even better in person. DKO gets this point by a long shot. And the sculpting on the SH Figuarts, it looks so much better than it did before, but they're still working out the kinks. I feel like this chin is too small. So this is the DKO and this is the SH Figuarts one. We're gonna look at expression. He has more cheek, a bigger chin, but he still looks like Goku. I feel like the eyes are smaller on the DKO. The Tamashii Nations eyes are a lot bigger, more angular. There's not much room for curves in the eyes. You do get that with DKO. I feel like the expression is translated more through DKO than Tamashii Nations. So I will have to give it the point for expression. In terms of accuracy to the source material, because they're both pretty accurate, I just feel like for this era, I would have to say DKO still gets that point. It's literally as if they took it off the manga and the anime. Then we have the last face, which is a pretty standard Goku, smiling Super Saiyan, kind of relaxed Super Saiyan, which I think is such a great face because we don't usually get a relaxed Super Saiyan. I think this is perfect for this era. This point is going to be for quality. My issue with the Games Begin face, the eyes look disconnected from the eyebrows. The eyes are outlined and the eyebrows aren't, so that disconnects it a lot. DKO doesn't have an outline for the eyebrows, but they do continue the outline for the eyes into the eyebrows. This outline goes outward and it becomes the bottom part of the eyebrow. It makes it look intentional. The one that deserves this point is DKO, just because Tamashii Nations kind of just looks sloppy, which is part of the reason to why I really like Genki Damatsuri Goku. He's one of the only Tamashii Nations figures with outlines on the eyebrows, and I think it looks beautiful. If they were to implement the outlines on the eyebrows to every figure, I think it would raise the bar. Overall, I'm pretty positive that the winner is DKO. Let's go into Teen Gohan and see what the outcome is for that one, even though I probably already know the answer. But now let's get into Teen Gohan. So let's take this out, remove this. My goodness, this box is so scratched. Let me start this off by saying this is one of my favorite Gohan figures of all time. This Gohan is so tiny. I don't think it's a fair comparison to compare Super Saiyan 2 faces to the regular Gohan faces, so I won't be doing a point system for this one. I'm just gonna compare them and just briefly talk about which one I like more. For example, the Super Saiyan hair is almost the same. I feel like there's more hair on the Voltorb Studios one. I do like the shape more and the color. Tamashii Nations looks a little too simple. It looks like a simplified version of the Gohan hair, and I feel like the jaggedness in the hair and how much more is spread out, it works for the Voltorb Studios. I like the shape of the hair, and the coloring is so much better, especially with the pearlescence. The Tamashii Nations one is slightly leaning towards a cooler tone yellow, and so I don't think that really works for this Gohan. The eyes for this Gohan are a lot smaller on the Voltorb Studios faces. I feel like the bigger eyes work for this figure more than the smaller eyes. I think Tamashii Nations' face is a lot more expressive, and so I do feel like Tamashii Nations really captured that so much better. His eyes are bigger because he is a kid, he's small. Because of the smaller eyes in the Voltorb Studio one, you kind of lose a lot of the kid essence that Gohan has. Bigger eyes represent more of a youthfulness, more of an innocence, and I think it works so much better on the Tamashii Nations. In context, Super Saiyan 2 is the loss of innocence, but I feel like they kind of just make him more mature, and at this point he's 12. The sculpt is a lot smoother on the Voltorb Studios. It does make the face look so much smaller, whereas Tamashii Nations is a lot more jagged, and it works for this era of Gohan. I feel like this Gohan needs to be jagged. This sculpting is very accurate to the art style from the Cell games. Though it does look good, there are some jagged angles. It's too smooth. It does kind of push into realism. Voltorb Studio takes it to the next level by adding blood. This red isn't deep enough to like look gory, but it's subtle enough to make it look like blood, so it doesn't take away from the face, and I like that. Instead of looking at individual faces, let's try them on, see how they look on the body themselves. As you can see, I already switched the head over to the Games Begin body. There is something that's bothering me. It looks like it doesn't belong on this body. I just feel like the head might be a little too big for the body. Because of the Games Begin neck peg system, you are able to get a little bit more neck, or a shorter neck if that's what you want, and I feel like the shorter neck works for this. I don't know how I feel about the Games Begin body with this head. Let me try the 2.0. We're going to take the lowest born Saiyan, and we're going to take the head off. Kind of a snug fit, but it does fit. We're going to take this face and we're going to put this one on. The faces seem to be made of a softer material. It's actually very easy to handle. Now, the great thing about having 3 different hair pieces is that you essentially get 3 different Gokus. 3 different hairs equals 3 different figures. This is what he looks like on the 2.0 head. I think he looks so much better. I feel like this head was made for the 2.0 body, but look at this. You can't deny this looks so much better. It might be the arms. The arms might look a little too short compared to the face. One of the things I do have to mention though is that it was a pain to put this on the body. So usually what I do when I want to pop the head back into the Games Begin Goku, I angle it this way, and then I use my thumb to kind of just press it into the back of the head. But because this is so sharp, you're gonna need to figure out a way to not get poked while you're pushing it in, because it's practically impossible to do it without getting hurt. Here we go. If the face gets too close to the chest, I feel like that's where the divide happens. But there you go. It looks much better when you take out the arms. I fixed it so it doesn't look like he's walking around with 2 giant shoulders, quarterback looking. All right, so this is the before and this is the after. It works a lot better if you extend the shoulders a bit. Now he looks a little bit more to scale with the head. It does work. It's just a matter of like getting it to look right. But on the 2.0 body, it looks great. This looks amazing. This is actually one of my favorite looking Super Saiyan Gokus with this body. Now let's try Gohan. All right, so for Gohan, let's try on the Super Saiyan head first. So let's remove this. All right, let's see how easy this is to put in. I don't think the skin tones match. That's like an incredibly tight fit. I'm not sure how that's going to work when I take it out. There is a slight pink tint to the skin color on the face than the paleness of the body for this Gohan. You can kind of see it in the neck area. It's slightly darker than the neck. Maybe this head was made specifically for the older Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. It seems to work. It actually looks really good on this body. I like the head size compared to the body. It contrasts really well. It looks amazing, but I want to try the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan one. Perfect. If you ever remove a head and the joint is still stuck on the head but not on the neck, ball joints are very easy to remove with your fingers. So all you would need to do, remove it at an angle like that. Kind of just push it back until it pops out. That is the best way to get these ball joints out. If you want to push it back in, angle it like this, and then you just push it in. There you go. And it's very easy to do that, so in case you ever get stuck like that. So these are very, very tight on this body. If anything, they're actually really heavy, and this neck is like really weak. I've had issues with this neck before, especially with the cape. Best thing you could do is just put some paper in the neck joint and that'll tighten it up. And here's the thing, I don't really like how the Voltorb Studio one looks on the body. It feels like two different art styles. I feel like the body is too young for this face. I'm not really liking the way this looks. And also, I'm not really liking that the head is way too heavy. I'm not really a big fan of the bloody face and no blood on the body. It's very, very tricky with blood, because if you have blood, the character's body has to have blood as well. Otherwise, you only got beat up on your face. Does it look good on the body? Perhaps. I'm not a big fan of it. Maybe I'll grow to like it. Maybe if I take away this face and get a non-bloody one, even though canonically, Super Saiyan 2 Teen Gohan has always been bloodied. Bojack, Cell, literally the only 2 times he turned into a Super Saiyan 2, he has been with blood. Also, putting this in is incredibly annoying. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. How am I supposed to do this? There. I think it was just the blood. He looks so much better with a regular face. There's still the problem with the heftiness. Yeah, I think it was just the blood. I think it looks so much better now. Bigger eyes would have helped for this one. I just think the eyes are too small. This is where Tonson eyes would have worked. But he looks good. I feel like I would be able to showcase this a lot better with the posing session. So let's do that. All right, final thoughts. The DKO Goku heads, I love them. I love the sculpting. I love the colors. I love the matte version. Honestly, the pearlescent version looks amazing, but the matte version looks so good. The sculpting on the DKO is so much better than the Tamashii Nations. And after comparing both of them, it almost feels unfair to Tamashii, just because the official head still looks good. And Tamashii Nations has gotten so much better with their sculpting. But this DKO sculpting and overall look is so much better, and it knocks the official sculpt out of the park. Now, even though this was made with the intention to be put with the Games Begin body, it also does come with a 2.0 neck hole. I'm not a big fan of the 2.0 body, but this head on the 2.0 body looks amazing. It makes the 2.0 body look brand new. So on the Games Begin body, it kind of looks a little too big. If you do plan on using it on the Games Begin Goku, just pull out the shoulders a little bit more, so that way you can make the proportions work. But on the 2.0 body, it looks so much more natural, and it might be the only time where I recommend a 2.0 body over the Games Begin body. It's gonna be a first time for everything. Now for the Voltorb Studios Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, they're beautifully sculpted. The Super Saiyan color looks great. The pearlescent finish is really nice, and visually there are definitely things I like about it, but I do have some issues with the eyes being a little too small. Here he almost looks like a miniature adult, and I think that a lot of that has to do with the tiny eye proportion. The head is also pretty heavy. so it doesn't always stay in place as much as I would like, but that's more of a Tamashii Nations neck issue. And then there's the blood on the faces. I think the heads would probably work better on the older Super Saiyan 2 Gohan release, or more of a custom battle damage setup, not really this specific Tamashii Nations Gohan, but it's not really my favorite look for these heads, but I can make them work. I mean, I already spent the money, I might as well make it work. So would I recommend it? The DKO heads, absolutely. I think these are some of the best Super Saiyan Goku sculpts I've ever seen. Even with the sizing issue in the game's begin body, these heads take Goku to the definitive version of the Super Saiyan form. If you can get the matte, I honestly think that could be it. The matte one is my favorite. Now the Voltorb Studios Gohan, I don't think I can fully recommend them. They look good, but they didn't convince me enough to say that you need them. I feel like there's better options. I would love to compare them with the HM heads. I think that's going to be a separate video, but as of right now, the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, I don't think Voltorb Studios is the definitive option for me. So overall, if you're looking to upgrade your Super Saiyan Goku, the DKO set is definitely worth it, especially if you don't have the game's begin Goku and you want to build a definitive Super Saiyan setup for the 2.0 body. I think this head could look amazing on literally any Goku body, but for Gohan, I would say you should probably look into other options. If you're interested in more Gohan head sculpts, you should probably check out my HM Teen Gohan review, which is probably the biggest competitor to the Voltorb Studios head. HM will teach you how it's done for this specific Teen Gohan body, but if you want to see the comparison between Voltorb Studios and HM to see which one is the definitive Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, make sure you're subscribed because that video is coming soon. And if you're watching this from the future, the video is probably already out. If it isn't out yet, well, I guess now I'm under pressure to make it, aren't I? Okay, well, I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.